Hello, grade 9. How are you? I hope you're all well. We studied before about what makes us different, and we said that we can inherit some characteristics from each our parents, and this because we inherit some genes from them. These genes can influence most of our characteristics by controlling cells. These genes are controlling the cells, and we said they are copying the nucleus. We said that we have a copy of genes, a copy of the genes that we inherited is stored in the nucleus of every cell. We talked about we said that all the body cells for the female and males, they have two sets of genes, but in the egg cell for the woman, she has one set of genes, and the sperm has one set of genes. So when they combine together, there will be two sets, new combinations of genes. Today we will talk about genes, and we will talk about these genes more detailed, and we will see what we have, what are they, or what they can do, and how can they split, how can they pass these characteristics. Okay, so we will talk about chromosomes. Okay, we all heard about something called chromosome in our cells, and this can give us characteristics, and we have the specific number of chromosomes. So what are these chromosomes? And also we all heard about something called DNA. So what is this DNA exactly? So please grab your highlighter and let's see together. Page 212. Chromosomes. Inside cells, cell nuclei usually look like dark circles under the microscope, but special stains make them show up more clearly. So here in this picture, we can see here the nuclei, which is the plural of nucleus. We have more than one nucleus because we have like a different cell, more than one cell. So usually when we see them under microscope, we can see them dark, but in this case they have stains. Sometimes you can see them purple, sometimes they can use pink stain, or sometimes they can use red stain. So just to show them more clear. When a cell is ready to divide, long thin threads appear in its nucleus. They split into two identical sets and move to opposite ends of the cell. Each set forms a new cell nucleus as the original cell divides. So here, if this is one cell, like this one, this is one cell. Let's clear up this and see together. So, for example, this is one cell and one nucleus. To be like this, to divide itself in two cells, first, you can see like here long threads, okay? In the beginning, these threads will come up from each side, and they will start to pull opposite to each other. These threads that can split the nuclei, but before this, the nucleus has to copy itself. We said to make another, to split, or to divide, it has to copy the nucleus because it has to copy the genes. So here we have now both cells here, two cells with the same genes. So here these thin threads appear in its nucleus. They split in two identical sets here, two identical sets. Move to opposite ends of the cell, like this here, like this here, like this here, and here also. Each set forms a new cell nucleus as the original cell divides. So this is the original cell. Here these threads start to pull opposite to each other, and then they form two cells. It divided to be two new cells. Each cell with its own nucleus, like the same original nucleus, the same one. A dividing cell copies everything in its nucleus before it splits into two new cells, as I said. Genes and chromosomes. So now we will see what are genes and what are chromosomes. The long thin threads in the cell nuclei are called chromosomes. So here, these are the chromosomes, these long thin threads. They are made from a giant molecule called DNA. So here, look at this picture now here. You have two pairs of chromosomes because they come in pairs. Okay? And in these chromosomes, these chromosomes made up of giant molecules called DNA, which is DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid, which is acid without oxygen. Deoxy, that means like without oxygen. Ribonucleic acid. This DNA scattered along each chromosome are special sections of DNA called genes. So here we have these sections called genes. These are the genes that control the characteristics of all these organisms. Once a cell has finished dividing, the chromosomes are hidden inside the nucleus. So here, first we said, when the cells start to divide, long thin threads will come from each side and pull opposite to each other to divide the cell into new cells. Before this, they have to copy everything in the nucleus and then form two new cells. So these long threads, as we said, called chromosomes. What are these chromosomes? These chromosomes are made from giant molecules called DNA. This DNA scattered along this chromosome, special section of this DNA called genes. After each cell after the cells finish their dividing, these chromosomes are hidden inside the nucleus again. So this nucleus has chromosomes and this nucleus has chromosomes. The nucleus in the diagram has two pairs of chromosomes. Here we have two pairs only. But in human cells, they have 23 pairs of these chromosomes. We inherit 23 chromosomes from each parent. One chromosome in each pair comes from each parent. So we inherit half of each parent's genes, and this is the reason of our characteristics. We can gain characteristics from the father and the mother because we have half of them from the mother and half of them from the father. And we said also about this, we mentioned this also about, in the previous lesson. We said the 6 cells, which is the egg cell and the sperm cell, they have one set of genes, right? Okay, this is the one. This is half of it. All the body cells have two sets of genes, which is 23 pairs. 23 pairs. But these egg cell and sperm cell, they have one set of genes. That's why when they combine together, they will form 23 pairs of genes, which is new combination of genes. So, as we said, this is the reason why the offspring or the new generation will gain half of the characteristics from the mother and half of the characteristics from the father. The chromosomes in the diagram each contain 4 different genes. But here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Real human chromosomes contain up to 1,000 genes. So in this diagram we have 4 different genes, but in real life, in our bodies, human bodies, chromosomes have more than up to 1,000 genes. The genes or unpaired chromosomes do the same jobs as each other. So we inherit 2 copies of each gene, one from each parent. So as we said before, these genes can copy itself, the nucleus, it can copy itself. So in this case, it will copy chromosomes also. So we inherit like 2 copies of each genes. In this case, one from the father and one from the mother, because one of them in the egg cell and the other one in the sperm cell. 6 chromosomes. So we talked about the chromosomes in general, but what about the 6 chromosomes? Previously, I mentioned something about how can the baby come, or how can the baby be girl or boy? What's the difference? Okay, and we talked about something called chromosome X and chromosome Y. So what are these chromosomes? One pair of human chromosomes comes in 2 forms called X and Y. These chromosomes carry the genes that decide whether you are male or female. Females have 2 X chromosomes and males have an X chromosome and Y chromosome. So in the egg cell, it has X only, okay? But the sperm cell has X or Y. So this is for which decide whether you are a male or female. This is for the 6 chromosomes. So this pair can decide the male or the female thing. So here, if a sperm cell who has X chromosome will fertilize an egg with X chromosome, in this case we will have XX. In this case it will be a female. So this is X and this is Y. X which is identical chromosome, and the other one is non-identical for the male. So if this sperm cell have the X1 with the X1, it will be XX, and in this case it will be a female. But if the sperm cell got inside the egg cell, which is hold the Y chromosome with X chromosome, it will form XY. In this case it will be a female. So let's see about how can this happen, or like the percentage, okay, whether a boy or a girl. Each human egg or sperm cell contains 23 chromosomes, one from each pair. Egg cells always contain X chromosomes, but males can make 2 sorts of 6 cells. On average, half of man's sperm carry X chromosome and half carry Y chromosomes. So earlier we said in each cell we have 23 pairs. 23 pairs. You have to differ between 23 chromosomes and 23 pairs. In all cells we have 23 pairs. 22 of them they called autosomes, which is any genes or any chromosomes other than the 6 chromosomes. But the 23rd pair for the 6 cells. So here, each human egg or sperm cell contains 23 chromosomes only. So when they combine together, 20 chromosome from egg cell and 23 chromosome from egg cell, 23 chromosome from sperm cell, they will combine together to form 46 chromosomes. That's why half of them, 23 from the mother, 23 from the father, together they will be 46. This is the total number of these chromosomes inside the cell. So we said egg cell always contains X chromosomes, but the sperm cell can, half of the sperm carries X and half of the sperms carry Y chromosomes. Sperm containing X or Y chromosomes have an equal chance of fertilizing egg cell, because 50% of them X, 50% of them is Y, so they have an equal chance to fertilize the egg. So a fertilized egg cell could get 2 X chromosomes and produce a girl, or get an X and Y chromosome and produce a boy. This diagram shows the chance of producing boy are 2 in 4, that means 1 in 2 or 50%. Let's see the diagram. So here we have chromosome X, chromosome Y, 2 sperm cells, okay? Half of the sperms, let's do this as half of the sperms with X and half of the sperms Y. And also we have here egg cell X, because we said egg cell contain only X chromosomes, but the sperm cells contain X or Y chromosomes. So we have 50% chance to have a boy or 50% chance to have a girl. So if the sperm contains X chromosome, will fertilize an egg with X chromosome, they will get XX, which is a girl. If the Y chromosome in the sperm cell fertilized the X chromosome from the egg cell, they will have a boy, which is XY. So here, pairs of eggs and sperm can combine in 4 possible ways: XX, XX, XY, XY, because we said we have 50%, 50%. On average, equal numbers of fertilized eggs produce males XY and females XX. Now I'm gonna leave you with this video to show you the splitting of these chromosomes, or the splitting of or dividing of the nucleus. Now I'm going to leave you with a video to show more about the possibilities. 50%, how can we get a boy, and how can we get the possibility of the other 50% a girl.
So what is it that determines the sex of a child? Well, we've got 2 sorts of chromosomes: autosomes and gametosomes. Now the gametosomes are the sex chromosomes. XX is going to be a female, XY is going to be a male. So a man is going to be 40 man has 44 autosomes, and his gametosomes are X and Y. And to reproduce with a woman, 44 X, X. So 46 chromosomes altogether, 44 of which are autosomes, plus the 2 gametosomes, or the sex chromosomes. Now, of course, in order to reproduce, the man must first make sperm, and we need 23 pairs of chromosomes in each sperm. So that's 22 autosomes, and we're going to get an X or a Y. In this case, it's an X. And again, there's the other types of sperm, 22, and in this case, the other one of the homologous pair. They're not really homologous because they're not quite the same, but they do form a pair. It's going to be the Y. So one of each homologous pairs of chromosomes goes into each of the gametes. And likewise, for the female producing the ova, there's always going to be the 22 autosomes, with an X in some of the ova, and in the other ova, 22 autosomes, plus an X. Again, it's going to be the same thing. Now, is that sperm going to fertilise that ovum? That is possible. Or is that sperm going to fertilise that one? Also possible. Or is it that sperm going to fertilise that one? That is possible. Or did that sperm fertilise that ovum? They're the possibilities. So that sperm with that one, or that sperm with that one. Let's work out what happens if it's this one. So we've got 22 plus 22 gives us 44 again. And there we get an X from that sperm, and we get an X from that ovum. So there we have 44XX, which of course is a female. But if it was that one there, for 22 and 22, gives us 44. And again, that one contains an X, and that one contains an X. So that's XX again. So that's going to be a baby girl. Now, that one and that one, again it's 44. And this time we've got a Y from the father's sperm and an X from there. So that's 44YX or XY, which is a boy. Or if it was that one, that sperm there fertilising that ovum there, 44 plus a Y and an X again, or an XY. So that means there's a 50% chance we're going to get a baby girl, and there is an equal 50% chance we're going to get a baby boy. So determination of sex is relatively straightforward. In essence, it's determined by whether the fertilising sperm carries the X or carries the Y chromosome. So, on average, we would expect 50% girls, 50% boys to be born.
So now guys, let's go to the summary of the lesson. Genes are parts of chromosomes and are made of DNA. The nucleus of human cell contains 23 pairs of chromosomes. One of the chromosomes in each pair was inherited from each parent. Females have 2 identical 6 chromosomes XX. Males have 2 different 6 chromosomes X and Y. Eggs and sperm each contain 1 chromosome for each pair. Fertilized egg are equally likely to produce males or females. DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. A this is like a definition for the DNA, which is a self-replicating material which is present in nearly all living organisms as the main constituent of chromosomes, like the ingredient, the main ingredient of these chromosomes to form these chromosomes. This is the constituent. It's the carrier of genetic information. All human cells have 23 pairs of chromosomes, 22 pairs called autosomes, and the 23rd pair, 6 chromosome. So the total of chromosomes inside the cells, 46 chromosomes. So look at this small diagram. As I said, if the sperm cell contains Y, fertilized egg with X, the possibility is a boy, which is XY or YX. If the sperm with X chromosome fertilized X egg cell, the possibility will be a girl, which is XX egg. So this was all about the chromosomes. I hope you understood the lesson. Please don't forget the homework and write down these notes in your notebooks. If you have any question, write it down and I will check it later. Stay safe and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.